Welcome to Latin, Lesson 1, and today we're going to be looking at the cases of nouns. So if you're unfamiliar with what a noun is, have a quick Google, make sure you know that it's different from a verb, and then come right back to this video. So if you don't know what a case is, don't worry, I'm going to explain it from the very beginning. And today we're only going to be looking at the nominative and the accusative cases, but these are really the most fundamental. Once you've got these down, you're going to have a much better understanding of Latin grammar and grammar in general, really. Okay, so to start with the nominative, got some sample sentences here. The girl sees the dog, the man steals the bread, and the dog eats the food. So the nominative is just the thing or the person who's doing the action. So the girl is doing the action because the girl is seeing, that's the action. So the girl is in the nominative. She's in the nominative and she's a noun. Number 2, the man is doing the action of stealing. So the man is in the nominative. And then number 3, the dog is doing the action of eating. So the dog is in the nominative. And English helpfully tends to put the nominative noun at the beginning of the sentence, but Latin doesn't do that. So I'm going to give you some sentences here and just pause the video and quickly find out which ones are the nominative. Okay, so here we have the fox is in the nominative because the fox is doing the action of running. Here we have I is the nominative. This is actually a bit of a trick because it's a pronoun and pronouns stand in for nouns, but I is the nominative. And here my friend is in the nominative because my friend is the one doing the action of leaving. Okay, now we have the accusative. So the girl sees the dog, man steals the bread, and the dog eats the food. Same sentences from before, but the accusative is basically the noun that's having the verb done to it. So the dog is being seen, so it's in the accusative. The bread is being stolen, so it's in the accusative. And the food is being eaten, so it's in the accusative. So you can see I've used dog twice, but it doesn't matter what noun you use, it only matters what it's doing in the sentence. So I'll give you some sentences here, and again, just pause the video and go through and find which ones are in the accusative. Okay, so here it's the cake, because the cake is the thing that's being eaten, it's having the action done to it. Here in number 2, it's the ingredients, because the ingredients are the things that are being prepared, they're having the action done to them. And in number 3, it's the homework, because the homework is being lost, it's having that action done to it. So the 3 accusatives would be the house, the ingredients, and their homework. So well done if you got those right, if not, no worries. We're going to go on to looking at real Latin now. So far we've just been using English. So we're going to look at the first type of nouns. So Latin has a few types of nouns, but we're just going to look at the first type for now. Don't worry about it too much. So here you can see puella, puellam, puellae, puellae, puella, puellae, puellas, puellarum, puellis, puellis. I know this probably looks very intimidating at the moment. Quick note on Latin pronunciation. We have a vague idea of how it sounds. Some would argue we have a very good idea, but most people don't really mind too much if you say it a bit incorrectly, because we're definitely saying it wrong in England or in the US or wherever you might be learning Latin. So don't worry for now about Latin pronunciation. You'll get better at it as you go along anyway. So here we have the full noun, but we're only actually looking at the nominative and accusative. We don't have to worry about the other cases. So let's just look at puella, puellam, and puellae, puellas. So puella is a noun and it means girl. Puellam is the accusative and it means girl in the accusative. Puellae is a plural noun and it means girls. Puellas is a plural noun as well, and it also means girls. The only difference is that it's in the accusative. So in English it's a bit more difficult to see why girl, girl, girls, girls are so different, which is why we're going to switch over to using it with some Latin now, and hopefully that should clear up any confusion around the nominative and the accusative. So here, I've just put it in the corner for you, so you can still see puella and puella, puellam, and then puellae, puellas. So I love the girl. The girl is singular and it's accusative, so you're going to have to use puellam. So I love puellam. Number 2, the girls are chatting. The girls are the ones doing the action, so they're nominative and they're plural, so that's going to be puellae. Number 3, I saw the girls. The girls are being seen, they're having the action done to them, so that is going to be puellas. And then number 4, the girl celebrates. The girl is the one doing the celebrating, and she's in the nominative because of that, and she's singular as well, so that's just going to be puella. By the way, Latin doesn't have the word the or a, so you can basically choose how to translate it. So puella could be translated as the girl or a girl or just girl. Okay, so there's a second type of noun, and we're going to use the word servus, and then servum in the accusative, and then in the plural servi, servos. It means slaves, and it's a pretty typical word that you'll see in grammar books, just because it looks a bit like servant, so you can kind of pick up on its meaning straight away. So servus means slave in the nominative, and then servum is slave, and then servi, servos is slaves. So we have more sample sentences here. If we have I look at the slaves is plural, and it's going to be accusative because they're the ones being looked at. So it's the object. Number 2, the slave mines for gold. The slave is the one doing the action of mining. So the slave is in the nominative and it's singular, so it's servus. Number 3, the slave fights the lion. The slave is the one doing the fighting, so he's in the nominative, he's singular, and it's just going to be servus here. Then if we have he catches the slave is the one being caught, he's having the action done to him, so he's going to be in the accusative, and it's going to be servum. Okay, here we have the third type of Latin noun that you'll come across. This means lion, so leo, lion in the nominative singular, leonem, lion in the accusative singular, leones is lions in the nominative plural, leones is lions in the accusative plural. It's exactly the same concept, but I don't want to overload you with information too much, but feel free to kind of have a quick look through some nouns and you should be able to put them into one of the ones we've discussed. So verbs, what we'll do next week, and after we've covered nouns and verbs, then we've really got the fundamentals of Latin grammar down. I know this has been a very quick tour through everything, so let me know if you have any questions. Just leave a comment down below and maybe watch this video again, go through the examples and have a look at some real Latin if you want to, but don't let it scare you off just yet, because remember that everyone who's studying Latin and who's translating Latin has a lot of practice with it. It's not something that just comes instantly. No one's a genius who can just do everything when they've never seen all the information before. So good luck, and let me know if you have any worries or concerns. Leave a comment and subscribe.